Okay, I don't see anyone new, Sairam. So I'll get started with the Gita Vahini study circle, Sairam. Om Shri Sairam. So, offering my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. We are coming to the last two topics of 17th chapter in Gita Vahini, that is four roads to moksha. And the second topic is the auspicious time that Swami mentions that we should pass away in order to reach Swami. So, actually, Swami was talking about the four roads to moksha. The first one we covered last week, which is the Jivan Mukta, and the second one, the people who are beyond action, Karma Tita, and the second is Nishkama Karma, and the third one is Sakama Karma. That is the people who do actions with the desire to fruit. And the fourth one is Karma Brashta, or someone who has no control over their actions. So these are the four roads to moksha that Swami mentions about, Sairam. So let's go to the second one. Next, the second group who do action without the desire for the fruit. These are the seekers of liberation or mumukshus who are alert on the path of liberation and intent on attaining it. They perform each act as a step in the realization of the Lord. So they can never do anything bad. They do not look forward to the result. They leave it to the Lord and give it, or to give it or withhold it. They are not prompted by worldly motives or even by the desire to gain heavenly pleasure. Their aim is just this: liberation from the bondage of the objective world. They win the grace of the Lord in proportion to the steadiness of their faith and practice. So here Swami talks about the second type of people who do action without clinging on to the result of the action. So Swami says these are the people who actually seek liberation and nothing other than liberation, or the mumukshu. So Swami says every action that they do is only aimed at reaching the Lord. That is themselves going and attaining the lotus feet of Swami, but they don't have any kind of attachment to the result of the action. And so if the actions results come either good or bad, they have no kind of effect. It does not affect them. So they take everything like in an equanimity, and they don't have any other desire. So that is the second road to moksha that Swami mentions. The third group is Sakama Karma, or people who do actions with the desire for the fruit. So Swami says the third group performs all acts through the desire for the fruit thereof. Since they have an eye for the successful earning of the fruit, they will engage themselves only in the acts that are approved by the scriptures. They will not do any sinful or prohibited act. They will equate each act with the merit it will confer, the happiness it will ensure, and the heaven it will win. So such people, when they depart from this world, they will enter the supramundane worlds for which they have sought and worked, and having stayed there as long as their merit entitles them, they have to return to the earth. So what Swami says is, when people who do actions with the conscious thought of the result, so such people will do everything as per as whatever is mentioned in the scriptures, and whatever that is known to be in the moral sense to be right, and such kind of proper actions they will take, and they will not do any sinful or prohibited actions. But the thing is, the moment they start doing the righteous actions, they will focus on the fruit of the action immediately, so that they will focus on the goodness that they will get. So all the things they will think of. So what Swami says is, such people will go into like supramundane worlds, or like Indra Loka, or Brahma Loka, something like that, and they will go to such worlds which are beyond this world, and that is the thing that they actually seek. But what Swami says is, after the results of their actions run out, that is after their bank balance runs out, they have to come back to the earth. And once their karma is exhausted, they have to come back to earth, and again they have to stay another period here. And what Swami says about the fourth part is the people who are actually karma brashta, or the people who do not follow any kind of rules. So the fourth group is not guided by any rule of conduct. They have no norms, no discrimination between virtue and vice, right and wrong, proper and improper. They have no horror of hell, no conception of heaven, no dread of the devil, no reverence for God, no respect for the scriptures, and no vision of dharma. They are best pictured as beasts in human form. The majority of humans are members of this unfortunate group. They strive for momentary pleasure, short lived happiness, temporary joy, and evanescent comfort. To call them apes with human physique would be a big mistake, for the ape only jumps from branch to branch or from tree to tree. It releases itself from one branch or tree before landing on another. People are more like caterpillars, which move from leaf to leaf, fixing their foreparts on a new leaf before releasing their hind parts from the leaf on which they were resting until then. So here Swami says that the fourth people have actually no concept of fear of sin or a love for God, something like that. They don't have any such concept. So they do actions without any, like, they are ignorant people who do not know the consequences of such things. And Swami makes a mention that the majority of the human beings who are present today are unfortunately part of this kind of people. And Swami says they cannot be even compared to monkeys or apes, because even monkeys can jump from tree to tree. Like, let's go of one tree and then only it moves to another. But what Swami says is such people are like caterpillars. If a caterpillar wants to move to a next leaf, it will not let go of the first leaf. So it has to travel. The back part of the caterpillar will be on the first leaf and the front part will be on the second leaf. So Swami says such people are compared to those kind of lowly creatures. And then what Swami says is, by their acts in this life, people decide on their next birth, where and how it will be, even before leaving this world. This new place is ready for them. Their four parts are already there. It is only after settling this that they relieve themselves of the hold on this world. Such people move round in the wheel of birth and death. To be born and to die, one must have auspicious moments that will guarantee a wise life and a worthwhile end, Arjuna. Yogis, for example, give up life only at auspicious moments, not at other times. That is why people say death is the witness for the good. An auspicious moment is to be chosen even for the act of death. So Arjuna asked, Krishna, tell me when the body has to be yielded to death in order to escape the cycle of birth and death. Tell me also the period of time to avoid. So here, what Swami says is, people who are actually karma brashtas, actually their next birth is already decided for them by the accumulation of actions on this world. But the thing is, even then, something has to be relieved in the current world. So that's why they have to settle the debt here. And then after they settle that, only then they can move to the next world. So such people are constantly caught in the cycle of birth and death. And then Swami also makes a mention that in order to be born and to die, people should have auspicious moments. That is, people should be it should be a really auspicious thing, and it should not be something. It cannot be done whenever. That is birth and death. What Swami says is, even yogis give up lives only at the auspicious moment, and they don't give their life up at other times. So even for death, the time should be auspicious. So Arjuna then asks, what is the auspicious time? He asked the Lord. So then before that, Sairam, the last topic, one discourse I found on in Satya Sai Speaks. So 26th October 1963, Prashanti Nilayam, Swami said, you must live in the constant thought of God as well of another fact, death. The body is the car in which you are riding to death. You may meet death at any moment. While riding, some lorry or tree or ditch or slush will bring it. Remember death. So remember that time is running out every moment. Then you will not be tempted to waste time in idle talk or vain pursuits or wanton mischief or vulgar entertainment. Travel in the car carefully, slowly, with due regard to the needs of others on the road. Do not greedily try to overtake others or compete in speed. Know the limitations of the vehicles and of the road. Then you will not meet with any accident. So here Swami says that Swami talks about death. So Swami compares the body to the car and in which we are riding, and we are the destination is anyway death. But what Swami says is we may face death even like when in just how uncertain we are on the road. Similarly, death will also come at any time. So time is constantly running out, but we should not waste time, and we should travel very carefully. Like we should be concentrating on the road, and we should be concentrating of we should respect others who are also traveling with us. So we should not try to overtake others, and we should not go faster than others and reach the destination. So we should know the limitation of the vehicle and also the road, and then only we can go and reach safely. And what Swami says is even the journey and the destination, everything will be a happy experience for you and for the rest of the people. In his speech, Jonalagada Satya Narayana Murthy was exhorting you to teach, to reform, to reconstruct, and to do many other things. But not all can enter upon such tasks. First, self, then help. Improve yourself, teach yourself, reconstruct yourself. Then proceed to solve the problems of others. That reconstruction is quite easy provided you inquire calmly into your own personality. Here, Swami says that self-help is the first help that we have to do. So we have to improve ourselves, we have to teach ourselves, and we have to be the best version of ourselves. Only then we can think about we can even think about helping others. So what Swami says is such kind of self improvement can be done easily, so that we should look and inquire within ourselves, so that we can get the answers from within. That's what Swami often reiterates. So then that is how we can reconstruct ourselves, and then we can solve the problems of others. Then Swami continues, am I the body or the senses or the mind or the intellect, etc.? You heard in the folk tale on Shivaji how goddess Bhavani gave him the sword. This